Welcome to CMC Serve Compliance Engine. In this tutorial, I will demonstrate to you how you can fastly and accurately generate HSE legal register for your project or activity. Once you log into CMC Serve Compliance Engine, you will see a list of compliance tools that can help you manage your HSE compliance requirements. But for the purpose of this demonstration, we will focus on how you can generate your HSE legal register for your project or activity. First, click Start Generate button to navigate to the legal register page. When the legal register page is loaded, you will see a list of in progress and generated legal registers grouped by location. On the top, you will see a counter for how many legal registers you are eligible to generate. Please contact CMC Serve team to add more registers. Now let's generate new legal register by clicking on this button. Once clicked, a warning message will appear informing you that you will be using 1 unit of the total number for legal registers you can generate, and how many legal register left you can generate. Let's click Confirm to move to the next step. A pop-up will appear to record the legal register information. Let's assume we are generating HSE legal register for a chemical warehouse. This warehouse is located in Egypt. If your desired location is not listed, you can add new location and select it for the legal register you are generating. The generation date is by default the current day date. However, you can change it if needed. Now let's define the scope of work for this legal register as a warehouse, and the scope of work description as store and handle hazardous chemicals for production. It is recommended to define the attendees who participated in generating this legal register. For the purpose of this demonstration, let's assume that 2 teams have engaged in generating this legal register. The first team represent the company which owned the project or the activity, the warehouse in this scenario, and the second team represent a consultancy office who supports in generating the legal register. When you finish adding the attendees, click Save and Start. The applicability questions pop-up will appear, which will enable you to accurately define the legal articles that are applicable to your project. On the top left, you can see a button to end the session and generate the legal register. Please ensure not to click this button until you go through all the applicable questions and answer which are applicable as yes. Now let's see how we can answer the questions. To make it easier for you, all questions are set to no by default. So if you believe the question is not applicable to your project or activity, then you can simply skip it and move to the following question. The first question asks, does the activity include using a tank to store wastewater? As the project will be using septic tanks, then for sure we can answer this question with yes. It is highly recommended that you add a rationale for each question you answer with yes to record the current condition that triggered the applicability of that question. For this question, the rationale will be: the warehouse is not connected to the public sewer system. Therefore, wastewater are stored in septic tanks. All answers are automatically saved. Now let's move to the second question. The question asks if the activity involved the use of a ship or marine unit. Since the warehouse is located on shore, then this question is not applicable. Therefore, we will keep the default answer to no as is and move to the third question. This question asks, is there an activity that include the performing, directly or through a contractor, any of the environmental accredited activities? You will notice that the question ends with recommendation to refer to the attached guiding regulations. Some questions are supported with guiding regulations and attachments that will help the team to determine if this applicability question should be answered with yes or not. Clicking the Show Regulations button for this question reveal the guiding regulation for Article 13 from Decree Number 338 for the year 1995. Click the Read button at the beginning of the row and a pop-up with regulations details will appear. By reviewing the regulation that list of environmental services that can't be delivered without accreditation, we will find that service number 2, which is preparing environmental impact assessment studies, will be needed for this project. Therefore, we will answer this question as yes. And the rationale for this answer will be, a consultant will be on board for preparing environmental impact assessment studies. Moving forward to last question we will answer in this tutorial. Question number 4 asks if the definition for the facility applicable to the entity which own or perform the activity, or the facility business is listed under any of the attached lists. So how do we know if the warehouse falls under this definition or not? To get the answer, we should refer to the guiding regulations. By opening the guiding regulations, we will see a list of references that can help us determine the answer. Let's open, for example, Annex 2 from Decree number 338 for the year 1995. Once opened, we will notice that this article has attachment available to it. By opening the attached PDF file and reviewing its content, we will notice the item number 5 is applicable to this project. Therefore, we can answer this question as yes, and the rationale will be the type of operation is listed under Decree 338/19915, amended, Annex 2 Item Number 5 as it include production of building materials. You can also notice how by answering question number 4 with yes, an additional child questions appeared. CMC Serve Compliance Engine provides applicability questions on 2 levels, parent and child. This concept ensures details applicability revision and a tailored legal register generated for the project or activity under revision. The same concept for answering the parent questions applies to the child questions as illustrated. Let's assume we reviewed all applicability questions and are ready to end the session and generate the legal register. We can do so by clicking the End Session button at the top. This will bring a warning message that no further change will be allowed to your answers or recorded rationale and the legal register will be generated. So, let's click Generate. Your legal register will be listed under the location you defined at the beginning of the session, which in this case, the warehouse. You can review the recorded information for this legal register by clicking the information icon. As you can see, all the information you recorded at the beginning of the session are saved here. Also, you can now see that this legal register has 199 articles that were added to it as a result of answering the applicability questions. You can always go back to your answers by clicking Show button under Applicability Questions column. As the session to the legal register was ended and the legal register was generated, you can no longer make any change to your answers. To view the list for the 199 articles that were added to this legal register, click Show button under Applicable Regulations. A pop-up will appear with a list of applicable articles to this project or activity. The articles are grouped by the regulation name. For example, from Law Number 148 for the year 1959 regarding the Civil Defense Law, Articles 3, 11, 12 and 24 were identified as applicable to this project based on answering the applicability question that governed these articles as yes. You can read any of these articles by clicking the Read button next to it. Also, you can read multiple articles together. To view the original text for the regulation, click the PDF icon on the right hand and a pop-up will appear showing the original PDF file for this regulation. Finally, to extract your legal register, click the download icon and a CSV file will be downloaded to your computer. The easiest way to convert the CSV file to an Excel file is by using Google Spreadsheet. Simply upload the CSV file to Google Spreadsheet and download it again as Excel file as illustrated. Now you've seen how fast and accurate it is to generate your HSE legal register using the CMC Serve Compliance Engine. Take the next step. Create your free account today to start generating legal registers tailored to your projects and unlock access to powerful compliance tools built for professionals like you. Thank you for watching.